Hey guys, welcome in if you're new and welcome back if you're returning. My name is Steph and this is Dotting with Dragons, especially appropriately named for today's video. So if you have been around on my channel, you know that I absolutely love Christina Yen's work. I've worked on several of her pieces now. I recently just finished Eternal Spring, which was a release at Diamond Art Club. Stunning canvas, massively stunning, but loved every second of it. So I make it a point to work on her stuff. I also am making 2026 the year of Christina Yen for me. So if that's something that, if you have accumulated a lot of her canvases, like many of us have the Foodie Dragons, I have them. If you're a fan of this artwork, you know, that join in with me. I kind of have a special idea for how I'm going to handle this canvas this year because it's also year of my whip down. So opening a new canvas and starting a new whip basically is like kind of anti what I'm doing this year, but I have a plan for this. I also picked up, when I bought this, I also picked up the rainbow trays. You get 10 of them for the same price as you do the 7 set pastel trays. So I thought, okay, I really love their trays. And I thought, rainbow dragons, rainbow trays. I'm kind of celebrating that they released this canvas. And then this is a new storage system, and I needed this so that I could work on this in the way that I need to, from Amazon. So I'll put a link to this in the description box. I'm not an affiliate or anything, but for anybody. But yeah, so I'll show you how that's gonna work. So, Spectrum of Dragons by Christina Yen. 6-Leaf Clover Studios. It is 76 inches by 20 inches, 192.9 centimeters by 50.8 centimeters. Wow. This came out on January 24th of 2026. So this was a recent release, and it did release and go out of stock almost immediately for both tiers of the I don't know what you call it, like rewards program, Diamond and Ruby members, and general release. I was really shocked that I was able to pick it up actually. So we've got 158,100 diamonds here. We've got 111 colors, including 5 ABs and 10 fairy dust diamonds. It's a full coverage, it's a square, it's gonna be a beast. Okay, and I love that they picked the green dragon here as the mascot of the box. So by this point, today is what's today, like February 11th, February 12th. I don't even know what day it is. I've seen a couple of people unbox this one, and the specials are going to be pretty cool. All right, let's get this out of here. Oof, this is hefty. Now, I know a lot of people like to store their kits in the box. I don't typically do that. I'm actually going to trim this plastic. I hope it doesn't rip further, because now they have this sleeve that doesn't want to stay. Although I could put some glue dots actually on here, and then the sleeve would stay really nicely. I'm going to be keeping this box and working out of it throughout the year because I have an idea for this canvas. Okay, let's get to here. We've got our toolkit, which if you guys are familiar with Diamond Art Club, you know about that. Thank you for your purchase. Ba-da-ba-da. Ooh, that's really cool. I think this is a bronze. Yeah, I've only seen people unbox bronze cards of this, and you could get whatever, but this is a secondary rewards program. You can scratch these cards off and put it towards gift cards or a custom diamond painting, which I'm still trying to figure out, guys. I have so many ideas for what I want to do for that, and here's some step-by-step instructions. Join the Facebook group, guys. It's a great group of lovely enablers. All right, so this is something that I'm a little concerned about. In the other unboxings, I noticed that they were missing like 11 of the stickers. So let's see, we probably are going to deal with the same. Yes. Okay, so this only goes up to 100 stickers, so I will be emailing Diamond Art Club customer service to get the PDF of this. So if you bought this in the first run of this kit, you're going to have that. Typically, when there's been more than 100 colors, like they'll give you another one of these basically. So you get like 2 of these, which would have been cool. But anyway, look at that original artwork. That is so cool. So you're gonna notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dragons, and that'll mean something in a minute. I explain this. So this is your color palette. You can see you really got the whole rainbow here. And then as far as your specials, the only thing you're gonna see on here are 4 of the 5 ABs and none of the fairy dust. So we will go through that. But yeah, you get these lovely stickers. So I will put this in my sticker book. I will put this in my logbook. So for now, I'm just gonna tuck these together back in the tray. And like I said, normally I do not keep these, but I'm going to this year. So for this time, what do I got? Okay, I've got a tray, which this is exactly the same, by the way, as those cosmic trays. I can even just show you that. You've got some wax baggies. You've got your pen with the 3-placer and the wax. So let me just show you these real quick. This box is barely hanging on. So if I get out one of these, so here's the purple, or one of the purples. Okay. So as you can notice, this is the size of the large trays. They fit exactly. They are pretty much exactly the same. Okay, so, and then let me open this up. See, they're so similar, you could even use you can even interchange this. I will say that I do think that the lids of the colored trays feel a little bit thinner than the white. But anyway, I think I was gonna show you that. See? And so they're interchangeable. So that's what I really like about this. They've got the little gradual decline in the corners there, just like the white ones do. I mean, they're virtually pretty much the same. The white ones do feel a little bit more sturdy. I don't know if that's like has to do with the type of plastic or the dye or whatever. I will keep my baggies because I now use those to kit down into a storage system. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna move this. I feel like I need as much space up here as I can get, so I'm just gonna rearrange a couple things. Okay, so let's get into the canvas. So, like I was saying, it's year of the whip down for me. And while I do have room in my, like I do understand, I went through how many canvases I tend to finish in a year, but I've got a lot of like really big canvases I'm working on this year. I do have enough wiggle room to be able to swing another canvas, but this one's massive, okay? So I'm gonna spread it out. So here we have, oh my God. Okay, look at that, that's tiny. Look at that little tiny freaking, what do you call that? Oh, I can't think of the name right now. Legend. Okay, so here's my current whip. That's what it normally, that's the normal size of a Legend on the side of their canvas. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit. Look at that. So these are like twice as small. Okay, that's little, but they had to fit 111 colors. This is Magical Mama, by the way. I'm working on it for Katie and Kate's Fairy Tales and Folklore event. So that's the one. Anyway, so yeah, that's interesting. So this is the smallest I've ever seen it. And yeah, probably because we just have, you know, this mahoosive canvas, right? So it looks like we're starting from the left. So I'm gonna actually get the drills out first. Oh wow, and we do have 2 packs of drills. Wow. It's very rare that I have a kit these days that has 2 of these massive bags of drills. So that's really cool, actually. Oh, there's a lot of 820. A lot of purples and blues. I love that. Okay. So anyway, here we have the beautiful soft backing. Wow. Okay, so as you could have probably guessed, this is not going to be fitting all in screen. Wow, it's just gonna keep going. So this is typically placed like in the middle of the canvas. So our green dragon here is middle. Oh my gosh. And it's just gonna keep going. Let me see if I can shift you down and get a little bit more of the... Wow, it's crazy because this like indigo dragon here is very hard to pick out the face. Maybe not in camera, but in person, yes. Wow, this is beautiful. Let's see. Oh my God. You guys, this is taller than me, and I'm 5'9". So, this is huge, which I knew about, you know. I mean, I was prepared for that. I knew it was going to be big. And I don't limit myself on the size of the canvases. I'm not like one of those, oh yeah, you gotta stick within a size. I know myself. No, I go big or go home. Always go complicated and do crazy things. That's what I do. So let's start here with this red dragon, okay? So this is really cool. In the bottom here, we have our pasting area. We have some of our details. This is really cool. So let's see, as far as those specials that I didn't have on the stickers. Okay, Z3766, Z964, Z817, Z798, Z761, Z728, Z720, Z03, Z402, Z340, and then we get into our ABs. It's so little, guys. AB3819, AB996, AB973, AB945, AB208. Okay, so I would not recommend going based off that. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get the special drills out of here, which you guys know normally I do not do drill trains. Like, I do not do drill trains because I can't get them back in the package. But this will be a whip as far as kitting it up, because it's going to take a while to kit this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out the specials and find them in each dragon and go as we go along there, because I think it'll just be easier to manage that way. I do have a plan that I want to do to make this more manageable. And this is a tip for you if you're also a little overwhelmed by this and thinking, working on, you know, one color and then another color and then look at, like, if you're someone who's like, I need more variety, that's not going to keep it interesting for me, I have an idea for you. So stay tuned. Let me get the specials for red. Alrighty, so I think the best way to go about this is just to focus on individual dragons as we go. I will try to bring you down to the canvas when I can to share with you, but this is covering my entire desk and hanging off of it. It's pretty awesome. And I've got like a 56-inch desk, so, well, obviously, because, you know, 70 inches or whatever. So in our red dragon here, we've got two specials that we focus on. We got the fairy dust, okay? So you can see there's not a whole lot of this pink, and there's a lot more of this red fairy dust. So the red fairy dust is like the L symbol, and the pink is the, sorry, pancakes being a little funny up here. And the pink is going to be the, whoop, okay, there you go. And the pink is going to be this bullseye symbol right here in the mouth. So let me see if I can I'm trying to get the glare off for you. There we go. Okay, so our pink fairy dust, I'm really only seeing it in here on this guy, even though there are some lighter colors right down in here along the chest scales. That is not special drills. As far as this one though, this one is really proliferant. It's all throughout. We've got patches of it up here. Let me see if I can zoom you in so you can see the symbol I'm talking about. So you see this this L symbol right here. Okay, so that is where we're looking at this fairy dust, and it's just going to keep going throughout all of the scales. Something that I really appreciate about how they render and work on the choose the specials for Christina's pieces is they highly focus on like scale outlines. So here, I'm just going to point this out as you're zoomed out because it's easier to see the whole picture that way. We've got little patches of it here. We see it lining the neck here as it goes down. Just being careful of Pancake over there who chose this morning to explore the canvas. And then we've got like these little patches. You can see the white, you know, the red with the white symbols. That is basically all of this special, and it just kind of goes down into here. So, are you causing trouble over there? Are you knocking drills off? You are. You're naughty, naughty boy. Okay, so let me put these over here. So let me show you orange now. We'll move to orange and yellow. So let me put these over here. Oh, and by the way, these are all the other drills. Okay, that was a lot. So I have thoughts about that. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to put those two specialty drills we already went over here. And now I'm going to focus you more on the orange and yellow dragons. So orange has more specials in it. And actually, it's kind of funny because this little AB color, it took me forever to find where this was because as you can see, there's not a ton of it. And Diamond Art Club supposedly, I say supposedly because I've never actually calculated it or figured it out. They supposedly give you 20% extra drills. I don't know if they're still doing that, but it seems like they did in this case because I found like one little section where this is. So your AB, this is the only place in the canvas that I could find it. Was this like half full circle symbol inside of the mouth. Okay, so that's where this like very pretty like beigey, peachy, not peachy, but you know, sort of like off-white AB is going to be. Okay, so that's the only place I could find it. That doesn't mean that this is comprehensive, couldn't be anywhere else. It just means that's where I found it. Okay, so then next we have this very beautiful big bag of this orange fairy dust. I really love how it reflects gold. So this is Z720. And Z720, let me just double check, is, yes, okay. So Z720 is this, let me get you down here. Let me try to focus. Okay, it's this symbol. So you see this symbol with the, it's like pointing to the right. I can't remember what you call that in school, but it's this one right here. And you can see it's in these patches pretty much everywhere. Again, we are outlining scales, and I absolutely love that because in a dragon piece, that's kind of what I would expect, right? So as far as like where we're seeing it, I'm just trying to get us to focus here. Okay, so as far as we're seeing it on orange, we are seeing it everywhere. It is all throughout the top here. It goes down through the headpiece. It's underlining the eye, it's in the nose, it's even over here, which this might be like a wing, like a, I can't remember what they call that part of the wing. It's like the crest of the wing or something. It's all over here in the cheeks. It goes down, and then as we keep going further, it kind of like stops around here, and then it goes here, and then it's done. So there's quite a lot of this one, and actually some of this goes into yellow when I'm just referring to the colors. So we have some of it up here. Here's the beginning of Yellow Dragon, and it is actually these symbols right in here. Okay, so it kind of outlines some of yellow, which we'll get to yellow in a second. But I do want to share with you the other special I found in orange, which was this 7402. On camera, it kind of looks like it's picking up like yellowy, mustardy or something. I don't know. It's kind of a weird, it's kind of picking it up a little bit warmer. It's more of like a peach, like a peachy skin tone kind of color. It's very pretty. But what this one is this one is, so see these slash symbols. Let me just double check. Yes. So all of this like peachy, like lighter color here and here and here and here, down here, that is this fairy dust. It kind of continues a little bit into some of the chest scales like here, and then it pretty much ends. And then we start to see this one also, we see this one on yellow. So let me just fold. I think the best way to show this is to like fold it over a little bit here, because my packets of drills go everywhere because I'm chaos. Okay, so we've got, so focusing more on yellow here, so we've still got that Z7402, and it's got the slash, it's the slash down here. Let me see if I can back you out even a little bit more. Okay, and it's got the slash here, so it's really in these areas you would expect to be like highlighting this dragon. So that's really cool, in my opinion. That's really cool. And then of course, like I said, we still have the C720 from orange, and it's kind of coming up here. It's outlining. It's almost like orange is like brightly shining onto yellow, and that's a really cool effect. And then we even have some in the shoulder here. But I'm not seeing any more of this on the orange dragon. We also have a very small amount of AB973. AB973 is going to be this bright yellow here inside of the mouth. So that's pretty cool, because it kind of almost looks like he wants to let loose some fire or something, and it's like heating up in there. I didn't see this anywhere else on the canvas. So again, just a very small amount. And then we have Z728. And this to me is a really, it's showing up super like bright on camera. This is actually like a really toned down yellow in person. I kind of wonder if this has to do with my lighting being more of a warm. I'm trying to mess with it to see if I can. No, I really can't get that to show up nicely. That's weird. So anyway, this is a, maybe it's just me, but it's more of like a toned down yellow. It's not a bright neon mustard yellow like it looks in camera to me right now. Anyway, so this is Z728. And I believe, let me just double check, but I believe this is the box half full symbol. Yes. Okay. So all of this black, see that in the nose? It's that box with the bottom that's full. So it's all through the nose, in the face, it's dotted throughout these scales, and it just kind of goes down into the shoulder, and it's here. It's like this this patch right here. So it's really kind of spread throughout very nicely, and I really appreciate that. So let me pause you here for a second and resituate the canvas so we can move on for the rest. Alrighty, so for green, we have this Z703, okay? This is a very pretty fairy dust, aren't they all though? And it actually is the symbol Z in a green spot. So we have that symbol here. I'm gonna get you down a little bit here so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And then I'll zoom you back out, sorry. It is the lighter green that is kind of like dotted throughout the head here, and we've got this and these symbols over here, and then if I back you out, we can look at this really cool intense face, and what this face is doing is totally getting ready to do something nefarious. Look at that, he's so cool. And it's actually all throughout the face here, and we've got a little bit here like almost like touching the horns here. And then we've got this center of this mouth right here, ready to unleash Dragon Fury on us, is AB3819, which is this really pretty kind of chartreuse AB color. And it's just here in the mouth. So it's really going to draw your attention to here. We also have some of that AB coming down here into the front hand or paw that we have. So that's green, okay? That's really cool. Now the blues and the purples, these kind of threw me for a loop because I think I'd call it like blue, indigo, and purple. Let me just try to fold this over here for you. This would be one of those canvases that if you have a canvas roller, you're going to want to use it on this. And I have a canvas roller, which will certainly be used on this one. Oops, I did find somebody's hair in the green dragon, and that was a little disconcerting, but under the plastic. That's never really my favorite thing to find, but anyway, so blue, indigo, and purple. So you can see I did write some of the symbols on the bags because for some reason these were really throwing me off. Okay, so we've got Z964. We've got a very small amount of that. And that is going to be a very small amount here, just lining the dragon's mouth. I didn't find it anywhere else. It's not that you probably couldn't look yourself, but this is the only place that I could find this. I really looked for this one. So that's that blue. And then we've got Z3766. We've got a little bit more of that. It's more of a lighter, I really like this color, this lighter blue. And this is going to be like in the eyes here. It's sort of that clubs, I think that's the name for it. Is that the name for that? The cards, club symbol. So we've got it here, anywhere we have like a lighter blue. In fact, it goes all the way down into the chest, and there's some big sections of it. And something that I really started to appreciate about this canvas the more I've been looking at it is, yes, it's big, and that can be overwhelming for a lot of us. However, it's got so many good opportunities for the color blocking folks, as well as the confetti parts to make it interesting. I think this is going to be like the most perfect example of how both of those things can go into a canvas and really make your experience incredible, as well as the image really pop. So I'm excited about that. Anyways, so we've got that lighter blue here. It's just that real light blue here. See, this is a huge color blocking area, you know? And then you've got like little details in the face. So kind of like exactly where you'd want them. Moving on to indigo. So it's kind of funny because indigo is really hard for me to look at personally, because it's just, I don't know if this shows up in the camera, but it's really difficult to differentiate the details on indigo. So what we've got here is two big bags of this fairy dust Z798, and it's going to be the lowercase a. So I'm going to have to really kind of bring you down to show you this. So excuse me for just a second while I do that, because it's just, for me, these symbols are a little bit harder to differentiate. So you see this right here, it's sort of this medium blue. It stands out a little bit against these darker blues. There's like a navy blue, but this medium blue right here with this lowercase a is really everywhere it's going to be. So we've got it here, we've got it here, a little bit here, a little bit in here. You can see it here. So now that I've shown you that, I'm going to zoom you out so that you can kind of get like the whole picture as to how that looks. So let me just slowly, there we go. Okay, so let me point that out so you can see it a little bit better. And yeah, it's kind of like, it's kind of killing my eyes. So we've got it here. This kind of looks like maybe this is part of the horn, and it goes down here. It really highlights this part of the face. We've got the tip of the beak or the nose, and it's just in these like little like scale patches. We've got a big section of it like right here. We've got a big color blocking part of it down here. Let me see if I can get that to you. I can't really, this is awkward, you guys. It's awkward for the best of us, and then there's me. And so there's a huge color blocking section of it right here and down here. So that's pretty cool. And then it goes out here, it flares out the head a little bit more. And sorry about the cord there, I didn't realize that was in there. So we've got a little bit more of it scattered throughout here, kind of highlighting this back part of the face. Then we've got AB966, which for some reason I had one heck of a time finding this. Again, I don't know what it is about this canvas, but it's this little bright patch of blue here. It's in the eye and it's in the mouth. And it's just this very light blue. It's not that X where it's white, it's the little black triangle on the bottom right hand side. So this is one of those canvases where you're gonna have some repeat symbols, but because of the colors they are, they're gonna tell you they're a different color. So, if you're someone who like flips your canvas around and does all that, which a lot of us might end up doing with this canvas because of the size, mind your orientation on what you're looking at, because I can definitely see how that's going to get a little confusing. So anyway, so there's our AB. So for our final dragon, violet or purple, I'm actually gonna take this and really section this down because I can. You know, it's funny, I've seen people do things like cut canvases so that they can like work on different sections as minis or whatever. And if each dragon wasn't so involved in the other one, I'd almost say like that might be an interesting idea, but I'm not going to be doing that. But yeah, it might be an interesting idea. So we've got two specials here in this sort of purple lavender. I love the colors they chose for this. So we got Z340, which is like this lighter sort of lavender purple fairy dust, and there's a lot of it. And then we have this AB208, which there's not a ton of it. It's more of like a plum purple. There's not a ton of it, but it's enough to really look nice on the canvas. So where these are, I'm going to point this out. So this is the patch up here. It's sort of this like plum looking color. We also have this, oh, where else did I see it? We have it dotted throughout the eye and the mouth. So I'm going to get up close and try to show you a little bit. I really feel like it's easier to show you this way. So it's sort of like just this line. It's not the lightest purple in here, but it's like the one that's like maybe a little bit darker. We don't really have any huge sections of it, but it is like all through the mouth, which I can appreciate. And then of course we have it dotting along these scales. And just sort of, this is so cool the way they did this. They like outlined, it's not the brightest color in the middle of the scale, but it's like the next layer to it. And it just outlines these pops, you know, of purple, and it just goes down here. And of course it's in the mouth and this, and I love the way this dragon's orientation is. You're sort of like looking at it as it's like kind of its body seems to be in the forefront, and it's kind of like got its neck wrapped around and kind of popping its head out. And then of course we have that little section right there. So that's that. This one is everywhere. This is P. This is I'm sorry, this is the letter P. This one is going to be so much fun to do because this is the fairy dust, and we have a huge color blocking section of it up here, okay, around some of that fairy dust. And then all this like light lavender color that you see inside this dragon, inside these scales, is going to be the pops of that fairy dust even. And I love how they did this neck. I know I keep saying that, but this P all over here, it's sort of like sprinkled and dotted. I'm trying not to make it sound like, I should not say sprinkled with P, should I? And then we've got it here. Okay, so, and then we've got it here. Oops, there goes the color minder. And then we've got it here. Oh, and there's a huge color blocking section over here. So that'll be a lot of fun. So those are the specials. For the next part of this video, I am going to take you into the storage organization and my idea for how to make this huge canvas more manageable. See you in a bit. Okay guys, so I've got my new storage system here that I'm going to be trying out with this canvas. It's from a company called Van Sons on Amazon, and it was $19, and there are 96 containers in here. Now this is the first time that I'm opening this, so if I have any busted or issues, you're gonna see it. So first off, the containers, so that came in a very nice box. Just drop that down there. However, the containers are kind of situated weird in here. Yeah, so we'll see. So it's got this this like hanging thing. So I guess if you wanted to, you could hang that. There are no, there's no handle on it, but I'm okay with that. That's just, I don't use handles on my stuff, so I don't really need that. So here we go. So you can see like some of these are already sort of popped out. So it is this kind of tic-tacs, or not tic-tac, but cube square type container. I do have some 1" by 1" cubes organizers that I use for some of my other projects and smaller minis and stuff. Let me just see. Yeah, These are the 1" by 1", but they are a little under, they're about 2 inches long, okay? So these ones are a little bit taller than the other ones that you've seen on, that you've seen on my channel. What I really intrigued me about these was I really like the clasps. Okay, so we got these little clasps here, and to me, if I drop it, because it's, you know, clasped nicely on there, it's not like a whole lid that pops off like the Tic Tacs. It's gonna stay shut. So we've got 96 containers here. I'm just going through here because some of them are oriented kind of funny, and they just make it look like maybe they won't fit so good. So one of the things that I would be cautious about this would be hopefully I'm hoping all of the little clasps are, you know, intact. I could definitely see, like most cheaper storage systems, you know, it's the clasp. It's the, how much use are you going to get out of this over time, right? Oh, and one of them was upside down. So I'm sure as I'm kitting up, I'm going to figure that out a little bit more. This would be more of those, like, what would I call this? Like, I'm just closing the ones that I see open. I would not use this for like a frequent flyer storage system, I guess. I feel, ooh, okay, so here's my first issue with this, is you can see the lid is off center. See that right here? Okay, and that's what I worry about with a cheaper storage system. But when I kind of mess with it, it kind of pops into place. I mean, it was only 20 bucks for 96 of these containers, and they do hold a good amount. So if I were to be using these as a long-term storage option for like special drills or drills I want to save, that'd be cool. Or even because it's 96 containers, which is a lot of containers for $19 US. This could even be a cool option for like one of my cross-stitch conversion projects of my Manny Manzano panels, which tend to have around 100 colors. So there's that. It did come with these little stickers. So there's that. I probably won't use those stickers. I tend to use stickers that I like to put numbers on them. But because there's so many colors in this kit, and because I will be asking Diamond Art Club for the PDF because it's missing 11 of its stickers, I'm just checking the hinges there. I might even actually put the DMCs and the symbol on here because I can do that. I have a sticker label maker that I can use. So I'm just kind of closing you up. I'm just kind of bringing you in a little bit closer here so you can kind of see. Yeah, this is definitely not like quality of my Elizabeth Ward or DAC storage containers. I do tend to prefer to kit up into trays, which brings me to this. So this is 96 colors. So obviously the whole kit's not going to fit in here. It would have been great if maybe I bought like an art dot case where I could definitely fit all the colors in there. And I do have art dot cases that would fit them. It's just none of them are free right now. None of them are free to be, as we like to say. So the other thing about this kit is I do have some tray towers from Carissa's Craft Corner that fit just 10 trays of these kinds of trays. So here we go. I'm going to take a look at these. That's a really cool box, but you know, I'm not going to be using it. So let me get the tray that I previously had up here. So my plan is just kind of to probably put my fairy dust and specials in these and then put them in that little 10 tray tower or whatever. And yeah, I have another tray. I have a couple of Carissa's tray towers, and I can use those with the white trays to store them long term. And that way I kind of get to use these throughout the year. But if I wanted to, I could just switch them out with all the white ones. So let's see. Yeah, that doesn't want to. If my eyes weren't horrible, I'd say what might be really cool with this is to color coordinate the drills. Like the violet dragon has, you know, the violet colors, the blue dragon. You know, the, I love this neon pink. That's so fun. Like the orange dragon gets these ones, or the yellow dragon, the green, you know, whatever. Well, I guess there's not two of these. I don't know how you would. Anyway, it might be fun to do that, but I'm not that coordinated. So if you got like another set of these, it'd probably work out perfectly. But that is my plan for these dragons. Now, as far as how am I going to make this project manageable, because it is a massive canvas. This is actually probably the largest canvas that I have ever agreed willingly to work on. I don't know what you call that. So my plan with this, because I am doing, you know, year of the whip down, and obviously starting another massive project was not on my bingo list. Not that I made a bingo card, but maybe I should. It was not on my checklist. So my plan is to bring you to the original artwork here, because it's just easier to show you. So, nope, that's upside down. So my plan with this was honestly to break this up by months for dragons. Because I'm already doing like a year of yen, right? I'm going to be doing the dragons from left to right. And I'm going to be taking basically, because it's like mid to end February right now, so I kind of missed out on that opportunity. I'm basically, and there's 7 dragons and we have 12 months out of the year. I'm basically going to be taking the opportunity to try to do 1 dragon every other month. So I can take 2 months to work on 1 dragon. That does put me a little bit behind here because it's already almost the end of February. So my first dragon, after just receiving this kit a couple days ago, obviously I'm not going to be able to catch up. But my plan is to try to catch up on this and just sort of work on these throughout the year. And then hopefully by December or January, I'll be done and on with purple. So this could be like something really fun, I thought, to update you guys with in those month in reviews to see like how far it's going, what I thought of the dragon that I got to work on or whatever. And I mean, each one of these dragons, when I'm looking at this canvas, okay, each one of these dragons is pretty darn big. So you know we've got 20 inches, and I know I could probably divide it up. Like I could even, and I've thought about this too, just taking the 70 inches and dividing it by 6. And wherever it lands, I stop, you know, and that's definitely a way to do it too. But I think I'm going to pretty much be getting there with this. So each dragon, so the red dragon, I'd cut him off a little bit if I went to 12 inches. Orange ends a little bit before 12 inches. Yellow ends at like 8.5 inches. So green ends at about 12 inches. Blue is pretty skinny, and then indigo is big, and purple is massive. So yeah, so I might end up doing that to help it make more manageable. What I'd really like to do is just work through the color of the dragon. So that way, part of my almost anxiety of starting this is kitting this up is going to take me forever. And it's not that I hate kitting up. I usually love kitting up, but with a canvas this massive, it tends to just feel redundant. So what I've been doing is I've been taking my tray, because usually I work out of trays, and I take the open bag, and the tray is usually labeled, okay? And then I just put the bag inside the tray, and I only grab the tray when it's time to work on it, and that's when I will cut open the bag and jump in the drills and deal with the dryer sheet or whatever I have to deal with. So, and that can certainly work for the colors that are going to be in trays, right? I did think about kitting this up into a tray system. I do think I could have made that work. But what I want to be able to do is pull this out when I need to and put it away. And knowing that this is a longer term project, that's just not going to work. I don't have the space to just leave a whole tray system out. So my plan is to use my tray tower system, which is filled with Bijou Bliss trays. I do have other trays like Cat Proof and Firefly and stuff, but these are my main ones. So my main idea is whatever's in this main tray tower, that's my main focus, which right now is Waterway Wanderers by Neighbor's Outpost and Colorful Cat Studio. So this won't be going into that. It will be going into here. But I think basically kitting up the colors I need for the dragon as I go in this is going to be less frustrating for me overall, which means that for a large portion of this, maybe, well, at least, yeah, for at least half of this project, it might mean that these are not completely filled with drills, and I'm okay with that. I do have this, and then maybe if I'm along the way, I'm like, yeah, I just want to kit it up, I can. But right now, with life being how it is, and being super busy with, you know, school and all that stuff, my son, I homeschool him, and it's very busy. I don't really have the extra crafting time to just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and kit this up. So, yeah, so that is my plan for this kit. I am so excited to get this started. I also had a thought about, like, do I want to do washi tape on the border? And I typically do washi tape. With the canvas this large, I would do the washi. I'd lay down the washi as I work on it. So maybe it might even be cool to do that, because I don't know if I even have a full roll of washi that would go that long. I'll go set. There are so many she said jokes in this video. I swear, guys, I'm sorry. But here we are, right? So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Did you guys pick this up? How are you planning on working on this? I've seen some people in the group, in the VIP group for Diamond Art Club already working on this, and the red dragon, and that looks so cool. I'm planning on starting at red just because I think if I'm working on it this way, I think the way that I have to roll it up and work on it long term will be less frustrating for me. I do have a canvas roller. I would highly recommend you grab one. I cannot show you mine right now because it is currently around Waterway Wanderers. So definitely consider that. I will link the one that I have. It's from Carissa's Craft Corner. She also makes table clamps, and they're easy to pop on and off your table, but they will stay when you want them to stay. So that would be also a really good idea to do this for another long-term situation. Like if you had room on the back of your table and you didn't have to clear it off every time, you could actually put table clamps on the back of your table and have it rolled up and just roll as you work on it, and that would make it really easy to do. Table clamps tend to clamp on the bottom of your table, or on the top, so the top of your table is flat, and they help the canvas hang out underneath your table. So that's another good idea. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Did you pick this up? Are you going to grab it in a restock? Is it just like, whoa, nope, that's not for me. That's huge and I'm not into dragons? Or what do you think? Like, are you going to be joining me in the year of Christina Yen dragons? I do have a sushi whelps making rolling sushi or whatever kitted up. That is my next Christina Yen. And but I will be laying drills down on this one first because I want to get this red dragon. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. If you liked this video or like videos like it, consider subscribing if you want. I am trying to, promote the channel and reach more people, and certainly bopping the like button and subscribing could help with that. If you know anybody who enjoys these dragons as much as we do here, definitely feel free to share. And I would love to see what you're working on and whether you're a content creator or not. I love hearing your comments and responding back to them. And I'm excited to get started on this project, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!